Welcome back, student. In the previous lecture, we have talked about Helmholtz equation. We have understood the mathematical expression, how wave equation can be represented by using Helmholtz, and then we understood the equation of beta. Then we have gone through the wave propagation in the different media like a free space, conductor. We understood the concept of skin depth. The skin depth concept I already told you, it is already covered in the unit number 4 to unit number 5 transmission line also. So we'll see those numericals in the unit number 5. Today is the time to discuss the next point of the unit number 6, that's wave polarization. See, wave polarization means, see, this is the topic I am talking about, concept of polarization. This is very important topic in the theory point of view. Usually the question for 4 to 6 mark, what is wave polarization and what are different types of polarization, will be asked in an examination. So it's very simple to understand what wave polarization is. Try to understand first of all, then we will proceed forward. So what is polarization? The polarization is defined as direction of the electric field at a given point as a function of time. In simple word, let's say I have an electromagnetic wave. I will use this slide forward. I have electromagnetic wave which is propagating somewhere in this direction. You already know that for electromagnetic wave to propagate in this direction, there will be two components. One is E bar component, which is let's say something like this, and there is H bar component. I will use a red color marker, something like this, which are both are 90-degree phase shifted out of each other. Okay, I'm not able to draw it, but try to understand. These diagrams are already explained to you in the unit number 5. Now, if E bar is perpendicular to H bar, we usually say that E bar is perpendicular to H bar, and both of them are finally perpendicular to the power of electromagnetic waves, or both of them are perpendicular to the electromagnetic wave. If both of them are mutually perpendicular, let's say I am having E bar in AX direction, H bar in Y direction, then AX cross AY, power will flow in AZ direction. Then what is polarization is all about? Polarization is nothing but the vector, listen to me carefully now. Polarization is nothing but the vector traced by E bar field of the electromagnetic wave. What I mean to say, if I have an electromagnetic wave propagating in any certain direction, the direction of E bar is nothing but your polarization. If wave is X polarized, that means the component of E bar is in X direction. If I say wave is Y polarized, that means direction of E bar is in the Y. That's it. So simple words, I will say that vector traced by E bar field is nothing but polarization of that particular electromagnetic wave. It's very simple to understand. Now, if that is so, if I am talking about any electromagnetic wave, is this the case that there will be only single E bar component? No, it's not necessary. Okay, let's try to draw certain different thing. Let's say this is X and Y. I will redraw it. Let's say this is X direction. For time being, this is Y direction. Okay, we have one component of E bar along X. Let's say this is EX component, and we have another component along Y. So there are two components of electric field, one along X and one along Y. So what we should do? Should we take this wave polarization along X axis, or should we take polarization along Y axis? It should not be the case. In that case, when there are multiple components of electric field, we need to take the resultant of this. According to the parallelogram law, if these are two vectors, there will be a certain vector which will be perpendicular to this, and let's say wave is polarized in this direction because it's a resultant of Ex and Ey, and this resultant is under root of Ex square plus Ey square, that you already know according to the parallelogram law. Even for the vector you understood. So we say that wave is neither X polarized, neither it's Y polarized. Actually it is polarized in the component of under root of Ex square plus Ey square, under root of Ex square plus Ey square. And we say that, let's say this, if this is mutually perpendicular component, we say that the wave is Z polarized or something like this. Okay, polarization along X, Y, Z is okay, but let's say you are an observer, you are observing this wave. Certain times Ex, because it's a sinusoidal in nature, the wave nature is sinusoidal, it is changing as per time. Even it has another component along X, this is along X and this is along Y. So let's say this is the case, then the resultant will be in this direction. Okay, so we say that, and now if it is changing the positive half, negative half. So earlier Ex direction is along Ax, then it will become along minus Ex. Earlier it was along Ey, then it will become along minus Ey. So it is goes on changing. So we need to take resultant at every time. And to an observer, if I see this, the electromagnetic wave is propagating in certain direction, but E bar vector trace is either going in this diagonal direction or in this diagonal direction, something like this. Okay, it looked like this direction. If this is so, we say that the wave polarization is linear polarization. What are different types that we will talk about, but try to understand, if there are multiple components of E bar, then we should take the resultant of those components and let's then find the resultant direction of the E bar, and then we say that this is polarized in that particular direction. Let's go back to here. So there are basically three types of the polarization. First is a linear polarization. Okay, so let's take an example. Consider a wave propagating in Z direction. Let E bar has a X direction, H bar has a Y direction, that we already talked about. The electric field as a function of time remains along a straight line at some point of medium, then wave is said to be linearly polarized. What I mean to say, if I have taken certain direction, let's say you are an observer, you are observing this wave looking at this Z direction. Let's say this is an observer who is observing these things, and to the resultant of E bar, he has observed that the E bar vector is moving in this direction, something like this, upwards, downwards, upward, downward. To an observer, the wave is said to be vertically polarized, since E bar is having variations only along upward direction or downward direction, or in other words, it is vertically polarized. Vertical polarization means there are no variations, that means it's a part of linear polarization. There are other two types of polarization where observer sees a circle, observer sees an ellipse, that's a circular polarization and elliptical polarization. But right now, to an observer, since there is no phase shift between E bar and H bar, that we will see, or there is no phase shift between E bar and even Ex and Ey, in that case E bar is either vertically polarized. Now let's say another direction. If observer is looking from this particular side or this particular side, now observer is here and he is observing the wave, and he has observed that the wave propagates in this direction, like say rightward, leftward, rightward, leftward, and this is the direction, or this is the vector traced by resultant E bar component, and then we say that wave is horizontally polarized. This is a kind of horizontal polarization. If this is done, is there any case of angular polarization or theta polarization? Yes, here it is. So earlier case which we have discussed, we have Ex component, we have Ey component, and now wave starts propagating in this direction, something like this. Okay, and if you are an observer sitting in front of this PC or sitting looking at this particular board, in this case the angle is not vertical, not horizontal, it is angular, or it is theta polarization. So this is the third type of polarization. So the electric field as a function of time remains along straight line at some point of medium, then the wave is said to be linearly polarized. There are three types of the linear polarization: horizontal, vertical, and theta polarization. Finally, what I mean to say, direction traced by E bar vector is nothing but our polarization case. Next case, let's say circular polarization. Remember this diagram, if I am drawing, let's say this is Ex component flowing and this is Ey component which is mutually perpendicular. Let's say if they are mutually perpendicular, finally we will get a theta polarization. But for circular polarization to happen, remember this thing very clearly. If I have two components Ex and Ey, if I am having these two components, there should be 90-degree phase shift between these two components. If there is a 90-degree phase shift between these two components Ex and Ey, then we say that this is circularly polar. So phase shift between Ex and Ey should be 90-degree, or we can say that component along X and Y is 90-degree phase shifted. If that is the case, we say that wave is circularly polarized. First thing is that. Is there any other condition for that? Yes, the amplitude of Ex should be amplitude of Ey, or Ex equal to Ey. If both of them are having equal amplitude with a 90-degree phase shift, the resultant wave from the observer, if he is observing from this side, it traces an circle, and we say that it is circularly polarized. Okay, or two electric field equal in magnitude and 90-degree phase difference, the resultant Ey traces a circle, it is called circularly polarized wave. If something like this, okay, so 90-degree phase shift, if this is Ex component and downward is a Ey component, if these are Ex and Ey component, then we will get circularly polarized provided Ex is equal to Ey. The third case of elliptical polarization. In case of elliptical polarization, if Ex is not equal to Ey, if Ex is not equal to Ey, that means Ex is either having more magnitude than Ey. In that case, to an observer it traces an ellipse. But 90-degree phase shift condition remains here also, that there should be 90-degree phase shift between Ex and Ey. And if Ex is not equal to Ey, if they are having different amplitude, it traces an ellipse, and we say that wave is elliptically polarized. For understanding this concept, I will provide you one animation. You just go through that animation. If what is the concept of linear polarization, what is circular and elliptical. Finally, if Ex and Ey are not equal in magnitude and their phase difference is 90 degree, then the tip of the resultant vector traces an ellipse. It is called elliptical polarization. So earlier it is a case of actual circular polarization. You can assume if Ex equal to Ey, it traces a circle. If Ex is not equal to Ey, it traces an ellipse. And this is equation of circle. So Ex square plus Ey square equal to Ek square. That is component of along X, component of E along Y, and this is resultant component of E bar. Finally, in case of elliptical polarization, Ex is not equal to Ey, and still there is a 90-degree phase shift, and we came to one equation of the ellipse, Ex square upon A square plus Ey square upon B square equal to 1. You already know that this is the equation of the ellipse, and in this case Ex is not equal to Ey. So for that I am once again providing you the animation where you will understand that how this polarization one can observe or observe from observer point of view, how this polarization will look like. Just go through that animation, it will become easier for you to understand. So that's it for the wave polarization. Thank you very much and happy learning.